Happy Fragrant Friday for Raghead. Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy, coming at you with a part 2. Jakarta, Indonesia got it this week. Review. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well. Happy Fragrant Friday to you. This, of course, is That Cologne Guy, and of course, I bring you new content every single Friday. If you've seen the title and the description, you know that this is actually a part 2 of the review I did last week. I had so much fun reviewing Bentley Intense for men. It was a sample sent in by Dr. Goo over at Locked Sense. And since that time, subscriber Brian reached out and sent me a bottle. So I couldn't resist doing a part 2, and I'm so happy I did because I uncovered some good nuggets for this review. But I wanted to start off by saying thank you so much to subscriber Brian. You know, let me tell you, this really speaks to his character because this, as you know on this channel, if you follow me every week, February, of course, is Brian Appreciation Month. It's his birthday. I sent him I sent him some juice for his birthday already, of course, and you guys wished him a happy birthday. But that speaks volumes to his character that during Brian Appreciation Month, he sends me something. I mean, that is just so kind, and I really appreciate that, and I'm so happy that I now have a bottle. So I couldn't resist doing a part 2 because, like I said last week, it was a sample. I'm not going to really delve too much into the typical things that I talk about because you can check in the card in your upper right the episode from last week. So I'll just leave it at that. I'm really not going to do my typical spiel when it comes to the review because, of course, I've already done that. The good news is that there will be no change in rating. This is still a 5 out of a 5, but I just wanted to take this opportunity to do a second part and go over a couple things with regard to presentation. Let me start off by saying this. The box, of course, is quite shiny on this. It's actually an extremely gloomy, nasty day out, and so that's why I have some interior lighting, and it just adds. Doesn't that look nice? Looks very nice. One thing that has always piqued my interest is the parfumée, of course, is Natalie Lorson, and in terms of, you know, the best cheapies of all time, of course, this is going to make the list. But another one I mentioned too was last week was Encre Noire, and of course I didn't say it, but the other two flankers, Encre Noire Sport and Encre Noire à l'Extrême. So she has done all three of those for Lalique. And so what was interesting was it seemed kind of random that she would do something like Bentley. I don't know why it does seem that way. I don't know. It just seems like it just kind of came out of the clear blue. And here's why. If you look on the bottom of the box, mystery solved here because notice the parent company is Lalique Beauty. So that tells me she was probably frantically working on her Encre Noire series. And actually there's a for women now, Encre Noire, which I assume she did. I didn't check that. My point though is that she obviously has done work for Lalique, a house that I am a fan of. And so that's the connection, right? The connection is Bentley has fragrances. Of course, it's the British car company. And the connection there is the parent company is Lalique for the fragrances. And so mystery solved when it comes to the connection between why they reached out, you know, and said, Madame Larson, we want you to do this very fragrance. So again, I gave it a 5 out of 5 last week. This is just a robust effort, you know, ever so slightly synthetic. I certainly concede that, but it is It is a wonder. I've had so much fun wearing it last week and of course this week from the bottle. So let's go ahead and check the batch code. You guys know that one of the things that I've noticed recently is they're really calling attention to the batch code. I don't know if that's just a coincidence. Maybe it is, but in the last 2 or 3 years, I've noticed that the print tends to jump out, especially on the bottle too. Sometimes they're almost invisible. So this is a G0F21 batch, which puts this at June 2001. So there you go. I'll show it to you. There it is. Right there, that is a 0, not an O, by the way. That is G0F21, June 2001. So let's open up the box and see this strikingly handsome bottle. You were going to say me, I know that. So this is right here. Look, just take a look. It has character, doesn't it? I mean, doesn't this bottle scream like put me out where people can see me? It really does. I actually love so much about the bottle, and I'm extra appreciative that Brian sent this because I already gave it a 5 out of 5 anyway. But you know what? It's probably, a 4.5 rounded up to a 5, but I think we can all agree that for 25 to 35 bucks, a 100 milliliter 3.4 ounce, this is just outstanding. And you can see on the bottom here is the white print just jumping out at the batch, G0F21, and then it's got the standard information after that. A little difficult to read, but that's okay. Because really all we need here is the batch, in my estimation. Made in France, Eau de Parfum, Men, Bentley, sticker, cool stuff, all the things we would expect. Now, let's take a look at the top, and again, you get a very strong feel that you're like chrome. Right, not the fragrance, actual chrome on a car, and I love that feel to it. You can see here it's got Bentley, and then it's got see on the lid, on the cap, not lid, it's got this here that really looks like a fender or a grill. It just adds to the motif of Bentley cars, and I really like that about it. I also like that, of course, that it's mostly see-through. You guys know I'm not a fan of the bottles that I don't like it when you can't see the juice. I know that's totally subjective and random, but I don't. And so it starts off, of course, opaque, but then after that, you can see it. So perfect here, and then we've got black print. I really like that. You can see Bentley, For Men Intense, and then here is the Bentley with the, of course, the emblem. Really, really, really cool stuff. As I said, there's a very solid construction to it. And then even on the inside, it's got, it's got like, almost looks like it's the inside of the tires or underneath the car itself. It just keeps going with the motif of automobile, and I like that about this bottle. Love the color of the juice. It's just really, really nice. And again, this really stands out, and it really is a bottle that you will find yourself wanting to keep out for all to see. I know some of you, in fact, remember I did the episode, a lot of you immediately put your fragrances back in the box. This guy is probably going to stay out, to be honest, and so this will be proudly displayed. I really like this one a lot, and when I give a rating for a fragrance, I won't usually bump it up necessarily unless it's ultra artistic because of the bottle. I don't take, usually the rating is more based on the actual juice, but I gotta say, if you were on the fence between a 3 and a 4 or 4 and a 5, I think we can all agree that this would bump it up. Really, really nice work here. I like the detail, and the only gripe I would say, and I'll show you guys too, it is probably just me, actually. It holds really, really nice in the hand. I like that. I find the sprayer to be just a tad small, but let's just say they're all the same size, and that's just me. That's fine. I would admit that the atomizer, I would like just a little bit more to come out. And then I've noticed also after I spray, sometimes there's a little tiny bit that will ooze out. So there's just a tiny bit of something to complain about. But if it seems like I'm really fishing for something, I really am. That's all I can come up with on the negative. So I'll give you a spray here, and you guys can see. Pretty good, actually, I would say. It could be better, could be worse. And let's see if there's anything. This time, just a tiny amount. I don't know if you could even see that. So of course the room smells great, and that's all I can come up with. And so really, really nice when it comes to the presentation, the bottle, the box, especially given, of course, the price. So really that's what I wanted to do in this episode. I wanted to do a part 2 because I wanted to show you the actual fragrance itself in a bottle as opposed to the sample. I wanted to show you the box and of course get you the batch code. And then I wanted to also discuss the Lalique connection. So mystery solved there. Okay, so as I said, I'm going to be keeping this at 5 out of 5 sprays. That's my rating for Bentley Intense for Men. I'm going to go ahead and put it, this wasn't a typical review because it was a part 2, but I'm going to go ahead and put this on anyway because it is my scent of the day, of course. Let me know if you don't have too much to say about Bentley Intense for Men. Let me know your scent of the day, and I hope you are doing well. So let's go 5 out of 5, 1 on each side of the neck, 1 on each wrist, and why not right on the emblem since we're doing emblems with Bentley. All right, so there you have it. 5 out of 5 sprays for Bentley Intense for Men. Parfumé Nathalie Lerson, one of the best in the game. A fantastic amount of quality, I should say, of juice for the money. I mean, this needs to be on everybody's cheapie list, no doubt. So I had so much fun. Thanks again, Brian. I really do appreciate this. This is going to sit proudly for all to see. And again, don't forget, you guys, we are in the midst of Brian Appreciation Month. So you take care of yourself, and always remember, my friends, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. It has no cheap, it has no cheap feel to it whatsoever. So let's take a look at the bottle. Let's take a look at the bottle. So next week I will be taking care of one, two, 3. Okay, so there you have it, a 2-part episode on Bentley Intense for Men. I have really enjoyed this fragrance. Next week I'll be taking a look at the final fragrance in the haul that Dr. Gu okay, 1, 2, 3. You know what I should have done? I should have started this episode. You guys help me out, and if you don't, I'll look it up later. I'll put it in the description box if nobody answers. But what's that one guy? There's a guy who does car reviews, and he's like, huge, right? And he starts off his episodes by saying, "Start your engines," I think is what he says. So I'm gonna say right now, I should have started off my episode by saying, "Start your engines," because when you put this on, you certainly feel like putting some black leather gloves on and getting into a Bentley and taking a midnight drive. Okay, that's the kind of character that this has. Thanks so much, Brian. I really appreciate you sending me yet another bottle. It's extremely kind of you. It's very touching, and 1, 2, 3. All right, so there you have it, another review by the boards. This has been so much fun, 5 out of 5 for this rating, and I must tell you that I really, I'm just blabbing.